Sadly, we see a lot of these cases lately in REDs, but this is a pre-hospital case. So EMS responds to a male in their 20s, unconscious, unresponsive, downtown by an alley. It was found by a bystander who was kind enough to provide Narcan, so intranasal Narcan, with no response. When EMS got there, that patient is still unresponsive, still breathing, has a pulse, and they did more Narcan intranasally with, again, minimal response. At that point, they got an IV. So total, he got maybe 6 milligrams of Narcan between the intravenous, intranasal routes. And information that we received in the hospital that the breathing is actually adequate. And we noticed that he was hypotensive and bradycardic without ischemic signs on the EKG. So we did our work on the ED. We kind of observed them for a few hours, and everything that came back actually blood-wise is normal, except for UDS that is positive for fentanyl. But something was off about this situation because it was a prolonged period of sedation. So just get us through medetomidine. Why do we need to care about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So medetomidine is a veterinary sedative. So not unlike xylazine, which we've been talking about for a few years now, as it's grown increasingly prevalent. Over the last year, a little over a year in Pennsylvania and then elsewhere in the country has been identified. It works as an alpha 2 agonist. And so what that means, in the periphery, it can cause a little bit of vasoconstriction first, but then as it moves into the brain, it causes deep sedation. You can get miotic or pinpoint pupils, and it basically shuts off your sympathetic system. So you can see bradycardia, hypotension, along with that deep sedation. And importantly, it is not an opioid. So while some of the effects can kind of overlap with an opioid, and when used in combination, the effects can be somewhat synergistic, the alpha 2 agonist will not be reversed by naloxone, as in the case that you saw.